Most of the offseason conversation around 49ers wide receivers revolved around Brandon Aiyuk, except right up until the beginning of the NFL draft. And all of a sudden, there was rumors that not only the 49ers were taking calls on potentially trading Brandon Aiyuk, but Deebo Samuel became a player that absolutely could be moved. And obviously, we've heard this through reports. We heard from Kyle and John directly that they were taking calls. And so we kind of knew that was happening. But I do find it interesting that this is the first time that Deebo Samuel has actually publicly acknowledged the potential of him getting traded and the conversations that were had and about how his agent was going back and forth with either the 49ers or potentially another team. And obviously it's passed, but it's pretty interesting, that context, considering we're hearing Deebo Samuel at the podium. He talks about many different things, including Brandon Aiyuk's contract, getting number one back, a bunch of different things. But I find it interesting that he addressed it and basically said, "Yeah, that was a thing, but now we're beyond it, and let's see where it's going to take him." But take a listen to Deebo Samuel as he talks about a bunch of different things at mandatory minicamp today.
What's been your first impression of Ricky Pearsall and how he's fit into the offense?
Been really impressed. Just going back and watching Ricky, he's very fluent in and out of routes, and he got really good hands.
What kind of advice are you giving to Brandon during this time?
Much as I can, actually. I know this is a stressful time, and he's done a tremendous job throughout his career here. And when it comes to things like this, it get tough, and some things you kind of take personal, and it's just like overall, it's just a stressful process, to be honest with you.
Kyle said Ricky's working at all three positions. Do you remember as a rookie how hard it was to try and pick up on all the nuances of the offense?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one of the most complicated offenses I've ever been a part of, and this is the only one I've been a part of. So, still to this day, it's still new stuff in week and week out.
When you went through the process that Brandon's going through right now, did you feel like the stress of it affected you in any way that year?
Oh yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, you want to get what you deserve, and at the end of the day, you hope it happens, but it's not going to happen in a timely manner that you want it to happen. It's just, it's just a waiting game, and just, in this situation, you just let his agent communicate with them, and they communicate back, and it's just a back and forth for a long time.
What's it been like for you, having gone through that process 2 years ago, now to see so many other wide receivers almost on a daily basis getting theirs? Do you take pride in that position to see what other guys are getting?
Oh yeah, for sure. It just shows all the hard work that other people put in, and people just getting what they deserve.
Your name certainly kind of was brought up too around the draft, and John and Kyle did not deny that they'd at least take calls on you, on Brandon, on anybody. Did you hear that, and what was that like to hear?
Yeah, I heard it. Had a conversation with my agent about it. That was going back and forth with whoever it was, but it was a thing at first, but we done moved past it, so we're here to get better.
It's been noted that you don't have a lot of money next year, so possibly they could get out from that. I mean, do you realize that when you sign the deal almost, or does it hit you now? This might be your last year.
I mean, at the end of the day, contract was signed. I know what I signed up for, and we just focus on this year.
A lot of veterans not participate in OTAs and minicamp. Why was it important for you to be on the field for OTAs and minicamp?
I came back phase 3 last year as well, so it's just like the routine that I've built, and I've always been here mandatory minicamp, so I mean it's just the routine I have.
Why the change to number 1, and how does it feel being in it for a little while?
It was good. That was the only number I ever wore in my life, so I always wanted to go back. I actually offered Jimmy some money not to wear it the year that he wore it, and he wasn't going for it, but he just sold it to Stephon, but whatever. So I mean, it was cool to get the number back and just get the Samuel Senior on the back of my jersey, kind of representing me and my son.
Well, what do you do in these 40 days between now and camp? Do you ramp it up? Do you run? What's your workout? Does your workout change?
For sure, you got to take a break. Take my son to Disney World, wherever he want to go, where his mom got it planned, because I'm not a planner. I just go and have fun, and then after that, I'll ramp it up and get ready for camp.
Your thoughts on McCaffrey getting a new extension?
When I seen he came back, I kind of wanted some money from one of my teammates because they said he wasn't coming, but I knew he was coming. But nobody want to give up money, but anyways, it was kind of cool to see it get done. Like I said, it's just good to see people get what they deserve, and at the end of the day, we move past it, and we're just getting better and better every day.
Will you work out with Trent again?
Huh?
You work out with Trent Williams sometimes, right?
Not really. Sometimes.
So again, I talked about the acknowledgement of the trade, and not only the acknowledgement of the trade, but also the demeanor of Deebo throughout this whole situation. I feel like Deebo Samuel, I've talked about it many times. He's a very energy driven type guy. At least that's my perception of him. And when you look at his energy today, it did seem a little bit more. Um, I don't even know the word to properly describe it because I don't want to mischaracterize like how he was coming across, but he was just coming across like humble and ready to go. I don't know how else to describe it. Sometimes you can see Debo in these press conferences. He could be, really short and direct to the point. Other times you can see he might not be feeling the media, but he felt very just open. I know he didn't give a ton of like super long answers or anything like that, but when being asked, it felt like he was going to give you a genuine answer. And I think considering all the situations that have transpired this offseason, the crazy situation that's continuing to go on with Brandon Aiyuk being unsigned and not being at mandatory minicamp, like you heard from Deebo, he's like, they were talking about his routine. He was like, man, even through my contract negotiation, I was here at mandatory minicamp, so it's just been a part of my routine. That's why I'm here and participating and all these different types of things. But it's just been kind of a roller coaster offseason. And two, like listening to him talk about the Brandon Aiyuk situation and being in that situation and talking about how stressful it is and how it absolutely had an impact on him. And of course, as 49er fans, people can see that there are implications from these contract negotiations that linger on into the next year. It's just the last couple we've seen it happen. And so the hope is that we don't see that with Brandon Aiyuk. The Brandon Aiyuk situation hopefully gets taken care of much sooner rather than later, because I don't think anyone, including the San Francisco 49ers or Brandon Aiyuk, want to deal with this situation for another month and a half before training camp starts, and then potentially get into a situation there. So I thought Deebo today was cool. Again, I still can't even find the right word for it, but it's just like I've seen Deebo talk so many times at the podium that felt like a different energy for once. And I've said it before, like I think it's a quiet confidence. Like that's what the way it comes across. Like Debo's a very confident person, but that felt like a quiet confidence. Like he was just like he knew what it was, and he's going to go take care of business when his number is called. And I've said it before, a Deebo Samuel with something to prove might be one of the most dangerous players in the NFL. So if that's what it is, you got Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, no guaranteed money after this year, which means he could be up for a new team or a contract extension. It essentially feels like it's almost like a contract year for Deebo Samuel this year. So what kind of Deebo Samuel are we going to get? I think we're going to get a motivated, and I think we're going to get a hungry, ready to go Deebo. And that's a good thing for the San Francisco 49ers. But that's just my read on it. You guys let me know how you guys thought about the situation. I thought some of the things he said was interesting, but let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.